Hey everybody, Terry Good here, and I am just about to start my food prep for the week, and I'm here to show you how to save time and money doing a 2-for-1 in the Instant Pot. So what we're going to be working on mostly, the big thing today, is going to be bone broth and having chicken ready. So I am a big fan of bone broth. Bone broth is basically, well, in old times they used to like simmer it very slowly over like a 24-hour period, but with a pressure cooker or an Instant Pot, you can do this in just a matter of hours. So you can be doing other things while it's sitting in the Instant Pot, you strain it and you're good to go. So, like I said, it's a 2-for-1. So how do we get the bones to make bone broth? Well, glad you asked. We're going to start with the chicken itself. So I have a rotisserie Instant Pot chicken recipe for you. It's very simple, it's uber flexible, but I'm gonna give you the way I typically do it. So first off is like the hardest part for me. I'm gonna turn my camera down just a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing over here. It's touching the chicken. All right, so what I'm gonna do is, I don't know, you guys are just gonna have to see my head chopped off, and well, I guess it's no different than the chicken's head being chopped off, right? So first thing I do is I put on gloves because I have these long fake nails and I just don't want to get chicken parts underneath my fingernails, right? There is a sanitation thing about this. So if you don't have gloves, you can still totally do this. By the way, dry hands are important if you're putting gloves on. You can still totally do this, right? Free-handed, all you brave people out there, with just your bare hands. You just want to wash your hands when you're done with hot soapy water. Okay, so I'm just going to open up my chicken, and I hope that this isn't, I hope this helps somebody out there who's afraid to like do some of this stuff, because I used to be afraid to do this myself. Like, honestly, look at me, I'm wearing gloves to even touch the chicken. FYI, these scissors are also going to be going into the dishwasher when I'm done to be sanitized. Okay, so I've got my chicken unwrapped, okay, and I'm setting them in the sink. Assuming I guess it's a girl, isn't it? It's not a boy if it's a chicken. Okay, so it also, one thing you want to make sure of is they come with giblets in them. Some of them do. You want to read the package. This one does. So there's a package in here that has the giblets in there, and I would love to tell you that, I don't waste it, but I'm already grossed out by that, so I just get rid of it. Okay, so you've got your chicken, and then you're going to pat it down. So some recipes say that you should rinse your chicken, and everything that I have researched says that by rinsing your chicken, you're actually splattering around a lot of those juices, and those can be contaminating. So they say it's best just to use a paper towel. You do want that skin pretty dry. Okay, so I got it dried out here, and then we're gonna season it. Okay, so to season it, I just realized something. I forgot to turn the Instant Pot on when we need it on. So I'm going to take one glove off carefully. I'm going to use this hand to touch that stuff. See, that's another reason why it's nice to have gloves, because you can switch back and forth. So I'm going to turn the sauté button on the Instant Pot, and I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil in there, and this baby is going to heat up fast. So I'm going to let that go while I season my chicken. Alrighty, so I've already done this stuff ahead of time because I knew my hands were going to be dirty, right? So I've got some Italian seasoning. So I've got 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, 1 tablespoon of garlic, a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper. And then I've got a tablespoon of oil in there. So I'm going to rub that on the chicken. And I've also got some lemon that's going to go on the chicken. And it's also, after I squeeze it on the chicken, I'm going to stuff it in the cavity. And then I've got some onion pre-chopped, like this, okay? So all I'm going to do is, I've got these gloves on, I'm going to give this a quick stir, and I'm going to rub this all over the chicken. So I've got all my seasoning rubbed on the chicken, and that's the side that's going to go down first, and then when I pop it in the Instant Pot, I will put the rest of my seasoning on the other side. Pretty simple. Okay, so now I'm doing a one-handed pickup here. Glad I work out, right? Okay, so this chicken's gonna go in breast side down into the Instant Pot. I'm gonna drop her in there. Normally it would sizzle, but guess who forgot to turn the Instant Pot on? Me. But that's okay. That is not gonna make or break us, guys. We're gonna make a good chicken anyway. All right, so as it's in there, I'm going to go ahead and rub on some seasonings. Okay, so if you're taking notes, that was 2 tablespoons of Italian seasoning, a tablespoon of garlic, a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. Simple enough. White pepper is good too if you've got it. So now I'm just gonna stuff into the Instant Pot. I'm gonna get the onion in there and squeeze in some lemon. Okay, so my glove comes off because I'm done handling that part. Isn't that nice? All right, the gloves came off. All right, so you can hear it sizzling right now. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cook it for 4 minutes now that I hear it sizzling. And then I'm gonna flip it and cook the other side of it. And then I'm going to put in 2 cups of water. And I'm going to cook this bad boy for 30 minutes because I've got a 5-pound chicken, and I'm going to do 6 minutes per pound. So 30 minutes on high pressure with a slow release. Now, I'm almost done, guys. That chicken is going to get cooked up, right? I'm going to pull it out, and then I'm going to have all the meat. I'm going to pull the meat off once it cools, and then everything else, the skin, the bones, you know, all of the little pieces of extras that I've got are going back in the Instant Pot, and I'm gonna make a broth. So when we get back, I'm gonna show you that part of it, just the broth. I'm gonna have the chicken already done. Now, in the meantime, the one thing I want you to know about is while this chicken is cooking, it's gonna be 30 minutes, I'm gonna get pretty much the rest of my food prep done for the week. Because when I make a bone broth, not only do I want to put the bones in, I want to flavor it with things like carrots, celery, and onion. So the cool thing about this, and this is where you're saving a ton of money, is you're going to get that chicken, you're going to get chicken or bone broth, and you're actually reusing. So like with my carrots, I just buy the regular ones. The peels, they go in. My celery goes in. Like all the peels, all the little extra pieces that I don't actually use to go in my salads or to eat, they go inside with that bone broth. So I'm recycling, or at least using every little bit of the carrots and the celery, not necessarily recycling. And I'm getting that chicken and the bone broth all done at once, and it is awesome. It tastes so good. So the other thing to keep in mind is that when it comes to like a bone broth in general, to buy it by the quart. So I have a quart here because it's my backup plan if I don't have soup going or if I don't have bone broth going. This is $2.50 per container, and almost every soup recipe I have requires 2. So that's $5, and that's the cheapest organic bone broth I can find. There's plenty out there that's up to like $7 for just 2 cups. Okay, and it's great broth. Don't get me wrong. If you want to splurge and spend the money on that, awesome. I'm just saying, I got chicken and I've got free broth right afterwards. It's a win-win.